Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Mighty! Yellow 20! 55, Mike. Alert! Deuce! Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
180! Mike 5-4. I'm coming for you, must.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
60! Hurry!
Out of the gun, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Ready, break. 56. Check 56. We got Charlie. 56. Mike's 56. Check back. Yes. 56 is the Mike. Night, sweetheart.
Throwing on 1st down. Love. He's going to take a shot for the... And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 25 yards for the touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out.
And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Here's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, Alpha. Mike 50. Let's go.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
He's checking. Pilot 64, weak. I 7, let's go. Monk's 56. Monk's 56. I got you. Echo. I got you. You're all on. You're on. Ready.
On 1st and 10, Love. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
On the double. 56 is the mark. Cross the pass. You're out. There you go.
Now Elliott. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They're back at the 8 now, 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Love. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 20.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And a little floater there is incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Stafford. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Taken in at the 22. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
And it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd down, Love. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. Already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Right there. 66. Bullet fly. Set the turn, defense. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3, cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
First down Lions on a pickup of 13. On 1st down at Stafford. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence and Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Love. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Let's go, D. Check 37.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second.
At the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go, here we go. Check. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Bang, 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 bang. Hustle. Let's go.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. 23 yards on the play.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
That's going to be caught. That's good for 28 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And Hallen Sink was the quarterback in his center on that play. They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Lamar Miller, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
2nd and 2. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as his guys continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Cowboys 42.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, a bad spot for you, but the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us. And
he's into the clear. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Bullock good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 17.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and the lead will swell by one more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 46, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Watch out, watch out. Blue dog corkers, Buzz. Shit, I got him. That's me. Ready.
To throw on second down. Love. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well, great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On second down now, it's Elliott, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
The score, Cowboys 63, Lions 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Stafford now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Complete to Bryant. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Ready, lady.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Robert Quinn. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on fourth. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. Here's Johnson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They go to Johnson again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Throwing is Stafford. Steps away to his left. This is Johnson. He's got it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That's good for the Lions. First down. First and 10.
Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Stafford going to come up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They give to Johnson going right. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Here we go with Johnson. There he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And it's for pride now, but the Lions do get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Bailey as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2000...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now Bullock to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
70, Lions 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 20.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
He can't hang.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Johnson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. first down carry now for Miller. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll run it with Johnson, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, it looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit. Yeah,
allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. And he'll get this awfully close to a first down. Boy, that's going to be a razor-thin measurement, but I don't think he got there. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
Check 43. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They run. It's Johnson. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. I thought they might try the sneak, but what they had planned turned out much better.
It certainly did, and let's face it, when you run the sneak there, that's probably the better percentage play to pick up the first down. But if you have confidence in your offensive line that you won't allow any breakthroughs by the defensive front, you run what they did there. Let the big guy take the football, who runs it a little bit better, and pick up the yardage.
Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Miller, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Blue 60. Watching you five. Come on. You better bring.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson, and he is going to lose yardage here. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Maybe one final chance here to make this a bit more respectable as they'll go for it on 4th and goal. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's ready.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. He's going to have the first down past the 20. There he goes, right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves,